to.
Yeah, it's Ron Fez show. All right, it's Shirley Phelps-Roper. It's the Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas. She's one of the organizers of the protest of some of the soldiers that at the funerals that have come back from Iraq. So we've got Shirley on the show right now. Shirley, welcome to the Ron Fez show. You're on XM Radio.
Hi, and thank you for having me.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
It's nice to have you. It's nice to have you on the show. Tell us a little bit why you're out there protesting at the soldiers' funerals.
Well, this nation, America, that would be, has sinned away her day of grace.
Right.
This nation is awash in every filthy, abominable thing that any person thinks up to do. They just do it. No one thinks about God or about His standard that He put in the earth and so on.
Right.
So, and of course, we've been on the streets of this country for 15 years trying to convince this nation of the wrongness of what they're doing and the rightness of serving the Lord their God with all their heart, soul, and might. So, we've come to the day now that we've warned you of, where the wrath of God is pouring out on your heads. And His weapons of choice are the whirlwind, which, of course, is Katrina and Rita and all that. Anything you call a natural disaster coming from Mother Nature, hello, it's the Lord your God.
He's always trying to kill us with weather.
Whatever. The tsunami, the earthquakes, anything you call a natural disaster. Call that, really, what the Scripture calls it, the whirlwind. Katrina, Rita, and so forth. And then you've got the sword, which is just another way of saying all these people, look, it's like this. You turn the country over to the fags, those soldiers are coming home in body bags. That weapon of choice there, the primary, is the IED. Think of that as a broken-up sword. All right. So
would that also include 9/11?
9/11, yes, absolutely. You can just look at those airplanes like juggernauts coming through time and space to deliver a message to this generation at this hour. And by the way, you better remember your duty. Well, I'm getting a little far afield. You asked me why the soldiers' funeral.
Yeah, why the...
So if his weapon of choice to punish this nation is the sword or the IED, to send those young soldiers home to punish this nation, our forum of choice to help you connect that dot has got to be those soldiers' funerals. And so... our job is to cause America to know her abominations. But we have got to put the cup of the fury and wrath of God to your lips and make you drink it. And that scripture right there that I just quoted also says, and you will drink it, and you will be moved, and you will be mad.
But what about some of these soldiers that come back as Christian families? You don't feel any kind of...
Well, first of all, you are assuming facts not in the evidence, and in fact, the evidence is to the contrary. I mean, I'm a lawyer. You traffic in the evidence, and the evidence is they are not Christian. Anyone can say they are, but if you do not follow the teachings of Christ, and you do not include, that means the Word of God, which is nothing less than the Bible, then you don't get to claim that you're a Christian. You don't get to claim that.
But what about, like, let's say a Jerry Falwell and his followers? You don't see them as Christian?
Jerry Falwell is an instrument of Satan. He's a lying, false, piggy prophet. And Jerry Falwell is headed straight to hell, and if he has any sense, since he knows that's where he's going, he should have a salad, or he's going to send himself there quicker than he would already.
Because of his weight.
Because he's an undisciplined glutton.
What about people like the Catholics, like with the Pope and all? Are they
the Pope. Here's what you got: the Pope.
Right. His weight was fine.
Pope. The Pope is on fire. He don't get no water. Let that heretic burn. Exactly.
Motherfucker. Wait a minute, I got all caught up into it. The Pope is in hell right now?
Well, of course he's in hell.
Yeah.
He was the head of the largest pedophile machine in the world. And he deliberately shuffled those filthy perverts around to give them fresh blood, fresh meat. It's pitiful. It's sick.
Right.
He was a snappy dresser, though.
Yeah.
Well, he had a nice hat.
And he's a snappy dresser in hell. Hell from beneath, here's the verse for you, is moved to meet thee at thy coming.
And how's that song go again?
Coming.
The Pope. The Pope. The Pope is on fire. He don't get no water, let that heretic burn. Now, you know, I got lots of nieces and some daughters, and when we stand out on a picket line and you get that sucker going, it is very catchy.
Yeah.
The next verse says, first he was a liar, now he's on fire. He don't get no water, let that heretic burn.
Wow. So you think he knew the whole time he was running the church?
That pedophile machine?
Yeah,
he
pedophile.
knew he was running a pedophile machine.
Yeah, he knew it. And he was promoting the gay
knew
agenda.
The whole round world knew it.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Let's go. Who has gone to heaven? Let's say is a Ronald Reagan.
Well, of course, Noah. No,
Yeah.
we stood outside Reagan's funeral. You know, we had our signs out there that said, just like yesterday. I just got back at 2:30 this morning from Coretta Scott King's. My nice sign says,
Yeah.
King in hell. It said Reagan in hell, and it had a nice picture of Coretta Scott. Showing her and no one got into that funeral yesterday without, you understand, we had an awesome position, the way that thing laid out. And you understand, if you believe the Bible, and if this generation wasn't so doggone dirt dumb, deliberately Bible ignorant,
right,
they would know this. We had an awesome layout there. And what you had was people had to walk. We ran up a hill. It was like a mile from where you had to park to where you could get to the top of that hill. And then you get to the top of the hill, and then you have these nice bike racks that the police had put up, and we were behind the bike racks. And before you got to the top of the hill, you could hear us because we were talking to everyone. Not one person got past there.
Right.
Thousands, more than 10,000 people passed by. And this is what we told them.
Yeah.
God hates fags. God hates fag enablers. Therefore, God hates Coretta Scott King. She is in hell. And if you go in there pandering after her dead body,
right,
you're going to go to hell with her. And she told the whole world that God was a liar every time she said it's okay to be gay. She was a big pervert pusher. And she's in hell for that. And,
our current president, George W. Bush, he's a born-again Christian.
No, he's not.
He's not?
He's a big fat liar. He's a dumb bandy rooster. I mean...
he's in shape, at least.
No, this is what he is. This is the perfect picture of George Banty Rooster Bush. Choking on a pretzel.
Right.
Do I need to say any more?
No.
I mean, you got to have that big black ambulance, that bulletproof ambulance, follow him around everywhere because you don't know when he might choke on the next pretzel.
The pretzel's like the whirlwind and the sword.
Pretzel, like the whirlwind, you said?
Yeah, one of the weapons.
No. The pretzel is just the thing that lets you see what kind of a... I mean, you know...
Who do you like?
I don't know what words to use to describe this guy. I can't stand to listen to him talk. He's so doggone dumb.
Right.
And he's also arrogant beyond... unjustifiably arrogant, you understand?
So you voted for John Kerry?
Hell no, I didn't vote for either of these idiots.
Oh, I see.
John Kerry's a pervert. You know he is.
Hellbound?
Hellbound.
Yeah.
Did you say hellbound? Yeah, they're hellbound. Of course they're hellbound.
Who's going to heaven?
I'll tell you who goes to heaven.
Yeah.
Those who serve the Lord their God with all their heart and all their soul and all their might. And what you see in this nation is a famine of any person who fits that description.
Out of the billions of people who live on the earth, how many would you say are on their way to heaven right now?
Not very. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. There's some Bible words that answer that question.
Yeah.
A very small remnant. Isaiah said it really good. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we would have already been destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. A very small remnant.
So
it says, because you know what the Lord Jesus Christ said. He said, wide is the gate, and broad is the path that leads to hell, and many enter in there. But narrow is the gate, and straight is the path, and few that lead to life, heaven, and few enter in there.
I thought that was wide was the gaze, but it's gates.
Very small remnant. You can mock, hun, but that ain't going to fix this for you.
He's a mocker.
No, you're a mocker.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
hey, you went over to Iraq, right?
Well, I personally didn't, but yeah, like my dad.
And what was the purpose for that?
To deliver this message and to also, to deliver the message, son. That's the only thing. Look, you need to think of Westboro Baptist Church as a great publishing company.
Right.
And we are going to get these words. Remember what I told you already. You put the cup of the fury and wrath of God to their lips and make them drink it. And you got to use whatever mechanism that you have available to you lawfully to do that job. And we get, we look at the landscape. We are watchers.
No lookers and sayers.
Yeah, that too. Watchers.
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 Who's watching
Bible
the watchmen? That's the thing. Who's watching the watchmen? Hey, so are the terrorists, are they going to heaven?
Well, of course you know they're not.
No.
But of course you know that the biggest terrorists, you need to be very crystal clear and don't be undisciplined in your thinking.
Right.
The terrorist of the United States of America is the Lord your God. He is America's terrorist, and he's also your enemy.
Right.
And you got to look over there to Jeremiah 20 and Jeremiah 21, and you quickly understand exactly what that means. Get a good grasp on it. When Jeremiah preached this message, what we're telling you, when he preached it, the high priest named Pashur came along, and he smacked him upside the head and then put him in the stocks. And then the next day he took him out of the stocks thinking, I guess I taught him a lesson.
Right.
I'll get him to shut the hell up, and he won't dare say these words anymore. And so when he brought Jeremiah back before him, Jeremiah said not only wasn't going to back off, he said, God didn't call you Pashur. He called you Magor Missabib. And that means, Magor Missabib, it means terror all around.
Who's that crying right now, Shirley? Is that your...
This is my baby.
Yeah.
I got 11 children,
And how old's this one?
This little guy he's 3.
He's 3. Hey, could you teach him that Pope song?
He kind of knows the Pope song, and he requested his own.
Yeah.
Lukey, yes, Lukey. He has his very own sign, and his sign has the evil guy, as he calls him, and he's got hot lava, and it's like a skull that has a United States a military hat on this skull, and then it's got flames all around it. That is what he calls hot lava, and it's very cute.
It's adorable.
And it says God hates America on it.
Hey, can we talk to Lukey for a second?
Well,
see if he just says something like that.
Well, you could try. Hey, Luke, tell this guy what's on your picket sign.
What's on your sign?
What is your boy?
Huh?
What is your guy?
Hi, Lukey.
Wants to know who you are.
Yeah.
Bo?
Yeah. Mommy batshit? Batshit crazy?
Say, don't talk about my mom, though.
I was teasing. He knows that. He knows.
You are not good for that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be talking to that little boy like that.
But he's adorable.
All your children have biblical names?
You know what? You can go to my children, Luke and
Laura.
And Noah and Jonah, Noah, Abraham, Luke, Jonathan, and Jonah, Benjamin, and Gabriel, Timothy, and Grace, Elizabeth, and then Zacharias, Paul, and Isaiah, and his middle name's named after his daddy, so that's not a Bible name.
And they have a cousin, 2 Corinthians.
No, they don't have a cousin, but they do have 40, you understand, I have 43 nieces and nephews. I mean, that is a heck of a lot of big Bible names.
Thanksgiving must be a big event, huh?
It is a big event, and that's the only event that we have besides like birthday parties. Of course, we don't do any of that false pagan.
He wants a birthday party
thing like Christmas. That's a pagan, idolatrous festival.
Oh, I like the birthday.
He likes a birthday.
He likes your birthday.
Hey.
I like your birthday.
Is he like Santa?
Of course, you know he doesn't.
No.
Of course, he knows perfectly well that Santa is a pagan idol.
Yeah.
And that it's taken this nation to hell because this nation is awash in idolatry.
So it's never too young to start teaching the kids what they need to know.
You got to get your arms wrapped around Deuteronomy chapter 6, the first 9 verses. And it means this. When you read those words, you come away thinking, wow, saturation. Saturation. It says you teach your children what the Lord their God requires of them. You do it every day in every way. It says when you sit in your house, when you walk in the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. And it says you make it as frontlets before their eyes. You put it on the doorposts of the house.
But every once in a while, you just watch American Idol or just kick back?
Well, you know that you can't be intensely focused, especially young people. You've got to have diversions.
Right.
And, of course, and some of my kids like American Idol, and my oldest son is 20. He just turned 27. And I got 2 granddaughters. That son's wife and his wife have 2 little girls, and one of them is 10 weeks old. and her name is Zion, and you know what Zion is.
Yeah, I saw The Matrix.
No, Zion, honey.
That Lost City?
No.
No.
Zion. You need to get your word search and find all the words Zion in the Bible, and it's none other than this. It is the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ. It is the pillar and ground of the truth. It's Zion. And then my other granddaughter is Moriah, and of course that's another Mount Zion and Mount Moriah.
Sure, because they call the wind.
And anyway, these children, and that son is Samuel, and so on. Anyway,
seems like a great gang you got there.
It is, and here's the best part of it.
Yeah.
The best part of it is that I've lived long enough to know that the promises of God are good as gold.
Yeah.
They are good as gold.
Yeah, Mom, I'm coming home. Hey, why do you hate gays so much? Why does it always come back to the gay issue?
Well, it isn't just gay, you understand. It's sin.
Bi? What about bi people? Like if you like a little of both?
Don't try to make a distinction without meaning. You know,
I don't know.
Fagging off, a fag is a fag is a fag is a
right.
fag.
Well, what about girls?
It's a fag is a fag is a fag. You can call them dyke. You can call them anything you want to. They're sodomites.
All right, but what if you
just
watch?
Let's get disciplined.
What if you just watch?
What?
What if you're just watching?
And you resist.
Look, you're not going to shock me. Did I mention that we've been standing on the streets for 15 years?
I know. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to do the same thing.
Coming out of your silly pie hole that the next pervert hasn't come up with.
I'm just listening. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to figure out how we went so wrong here.
Listen to this. Let's understand this fag thing.
Yeah.
You understand that there is no forgiveness without repentance. Excuse me just a moment. Hey, girls. Can you help this little guy? He just woke up. Yeah, he needs breakfast, yeah, and help him out with that. Yeah. All right. Here's the thing.
Right.
You've got Isaiah.
Right.
And you've got Jeremiah. Okay, I want you to get this conceptually real quick, okay?
Yes.
All right. Got them talking to their generation. Jeremiah was a prophet to Judah. Isaiah was a prophet to Israel. Lot was a prophet, and he lived in Sodom. Noah was a prophet, and he preached, of course, to the antediluvian world. And according to the authorities that are probably as close to right as you can be, there were probably 16 billion people living in the antediluvian world before God brought the waters, the flood of waters, to save Noah's life and to kill that generation.
Yeah.
Now, understanding there's 16 billion people, and you just asked me a minute ago how many people in this generation are going to go to heaven, and I told you a very small remnant, because that's a scriptural notion. Now listen to this. Wrap your mind around this.
Trying.
16 billion people. They went on to the ark. There was a total of 8, and they were all related to Noah. So, understanding that 8 souls out of 16 billion is all that were serving God. And by the way, of the 8, you also know that Ham, the youngest son of Noah, Ham was his name.
Right, was Jesus' wife.
He was a pervert.
Right.
And so you know he didn't go to heaven. So you've got now less than 8 souls that serve the Lord their God.
But who else is a pervert besides the gays and the bi people? Who else?
All y'all. Because now I'm getting to this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to help you get your mind around these concepts.
I'm trying.
All right, here we go.
I knew Jeremiah, right?
I knew Jeremiah,
Bullfrog.
and as today, I'm gonna say this.
Right.
Today, there are only 2 kinds of people living on the earth. Just like
black.
Don't interrupt.
I'm
that's
sorry.
just silliness.
I'm
you know
sorry.
That's not right.
I just apologize.
There are 2 kinds of people. Just like in Jeremiah's day, just like in Isaiah's day, just like in Sodom, just like in the antediluvian day. There are only 2 kinds of people.
Good people and bad people.
You are either a fag or you are a fag enabler.
Yeah.
Those people that you just described, the good people, Noah and his, you understand 16 billion.
Yeah.
Did you go to college?
No.
Do you understand anything about statistics?
No.
Well, when you're looking at 16 billion people and you pick out 8 or less, you have a statistically insignificant number.
Tiny number.
So they don't even get to be included in the statistical analysis. So when I say to you there are only two kinds of people, they're either fags or fag enablers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about two kinds of perverts. And Romans 1,
right.
chapter 1, verse 32, makes it crystal clear that all of them are going to hell together. So in this country today and in this generation today, there are only two kinds of people. And that's the only kind
and fag enablers.
Exactly.
Right. All right.
So you ask
Picking up
who
on
the
it.
perverts all
enablers.
I'm telling you, just almost everyone that draws breath today is headed to hell.
Because you're letting other people be gay.
Because you
That's
are
the
not
sin.
doing your duty.
Right.
That's called the royal law, James 2:8. If you fulfill the royal law, that is to love thy neighbor as thyself, you do well. The Lord Jesus Christ said this about the loving thy neighbor.
So what should we do to get rid of this plague of homosexuality?
You're not going to get rid of the plague called homosexuality. It's too late for that.
Now who's mocking?
That's the thing.
Now who's mocking?
As it was in the days of Lot. They ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built it. It was a thriving society.
Right.
So shall it be when the Son of Man returns. Of course, the rest of that passage says, until Lot went out and God destroyed them all with fire from heaven.
Like
then it
the
says,
Pope.
so shall it be when the Son of Man returns.
Now, I had a request from Mo. Could you give us the lyrics for the Pope song?
I already did.
Yeah, but I mean, just say them out so I could write them down.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Hey, girls, because since my two oldest daughters just came in the door.
How old are they?
Rebecca is 18 and Megan is 20. Come here, girls. They'd like to have the Pope. And since you came in, it's so much better when you have more voices, okay?
The Roper family singers.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, well, we do have some awesome singing. You hear that on the God Hates Fags website, the awesome singing. But this is not really singing. This is more like, what is that? Rap.
Yeah.
It's like a rap.
Okay, nice.
Comes right
Hip-hop.
off a rap song.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a hip-hop classic, she says. It's a new edition of The Roof is on Fire, she's telling me.
Yeah.
Okay, ready, girls?
Yes.
Okay, ready?
You didn't
ready?
write
No,
it.
it's the Pope. Ready? The Pope. The Pope. The Pope is on fire. He don't get no water, let that heretic. First he was a liar, now he's on fire. He don't get no water, let that heretic burn. There, see, isn't that awesome?
It's kind of hot, yeah. It's kind of hot.
You want to do it?
He wants to do it, too.
Lukey wants to do it.
Lukey's in. All right, let Lukey try.
Come on, Lukey. You want to do it again? Okay, come on back, Meg.
What's Meg
Are
wearing?
you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Pope. The Pope.
The
The Pope is on fire. He don't get no water, let that heretic burn.
Burn. Yeah. Heretic's burning
There you
in
go.
hell.
Good one, Lukey.
He's burning in hell.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like he's got a little cough, though, huh?
Well, he just was getting over a cold, but he's pretty much past it. And he just woke up, so you know how that is.
What's next for the church? Who are you protesting? Do you
Well,
know?
of course, every day, like today, we've got a group that is in Kentucky that, you understand, remember that part where I said that we're going to put the cup to your lips and you're going to be moved and you're going to be mad?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Well, here's the way that looks. Here's the face of being mad. 15 states currently today are about the business of trying to pass laws. Now, try to get the hypocrisy of this.
Trying to.
We have got a nation that's so tolerant and so diverse and so loving, but yet what that really means, read this. We will tolerate any filthy thing in this nation, but we will not tolerate the Word of God. And so what they're doing is, it's the picture of Revelation 17, where you've got the whore, that's the false religion,
Right.
hopping on the back of the beast, which is government. Hold on just a second.
Get Luke, yeah. He wants to sing.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopping on the beast, and here's the message. Here's what they're saying. Quick, pass a law. Make this pain go away. Shut them up. Do not let them.
Sounds just
so
like
they're
them.
mad, okay?
Yep.
So they think now this country who has forgotten her beginning, her infancy, where the Lord God succored her along and treated her kindly and clothed her with beautiful garments. One of the most beautiful of the garments of this country is the First Amendment to the Constitution. It is a glorious, shining ornament that makes this nation different and unique above all nations of the world. And they have no respect for the Lord their God who gave them that. And they have no respect for the value of that. And so it is so appropriate that at this hour, because of a little group of people with some words on some signs, standing out on the public rights of way, they are willing to give away those rights. It's perfectly fitting.
Now, you know why, though, right?
Sure, because they hate God and they hate His judgments, and because these words cut them right to their heart. Because here's the verse.
Yeah.
The Word of God is quick, that's living, and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword. It pierces even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and joint and marrow, and it's a discerner of the thoughts and intents of your dark, evil hearts.
And I'll tell you the truth, so many people in this country, they seem like fag enablers.
That's because they are. Oh. And so the point is this. The reason our people are right even as we speak, standing outside the State House of Frankfort, Kentucky, putting those signs in the air to let those demagogues, those freakish demagogues, who sit around talking about tolerant this and loving that and blah, blah, and you're hate mongers.
Enablers.
Right.
Then now they need to see the face of what that is that they're so angry about. So now they get that, and then after they get done there, they're going to whip over to Fort Campbell, which is in Oak Grove, Kentucky, 3.5 hours away, and they're going to be outside of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, with those signs, because today is the day that they have their monthly ceremony to worship the dead. They're necromancers. This is a nation of necromancers. We worship the dead in this country.
Well, and Jesus is dead.
Let the dead bury their dead.
Right.
So but he said, the rest of that verse is, but you.
Me?
You serve God. Let the dead bury their dead, but you serve God.
Shirley, are you picking up more followers as your religion goes along?
Well, I hope not. That'd be a bad sign.
Yeah.
Because it says, in these last of the last days,
right.
There's not going to be anybody clamoring after the truth of God.
No.
So if anyone wanted to join up with you, they would just be faking it. Just an enabler trying to get in.
No, that's so silly.
Stupid.
Here's the thing.
I thought I had one right.
No, you don't have it right. No. You're just mocking, and you know it. But I'm good for that.
Yeah.
Because it gives me, I have to tell you how, it's because I greatly, truly appreciate the opportunity to tell you these words.
Sure.
So, here's the right picture. If someone calls because, you understand the law of God is written upon the hearts of men.
Sure.
So when people see, it's that thing, that law of God that causes you, when you understand that fags eat each other's feces, you rise up and say,
Naughton.
Yuck. You understand? Some things are just gross.
But
disgusting.
I know a heterosexual guy who doesn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Whatever. And if he's telling you about it,
Still a fag.
whatever.
Yes.
There you have it. That's the face of America. Here's the deal for you guys. America.
The face of America.
America is Brokeback Mountain.
That's what Fez told me today.
Yes, because America is Brokeback Mountain.
Have you seen that film?
Hell no. Why would I watch it? It's a piece of tacky melodrama.
But have you
here?
Except for the fact that this nation is determined to push fags, it wouldn't have gotten any attention at all.
But I bet you'll cry at the end.
What?
I bet you'll end up crying at the end.
Yeah, whatever.
Even if you hear the soundtrack.
The only reason I'd cry
I
is
didn't.
because I had the stupidity to go in there and sit down in front of it.
My boss made me go with him.
Yeah, okay.
He brought it up at dinner again last night.
Yeah, okay. Now, but where were we? We were talking about something.
Where's Paul O? Put him on now.
Who?
Oh, I thought you were married to Paul O.
Who?
I got confused with my guest.
This is Shirley Phelps-Roper, the Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas.
Now, Earl is a Baptist, aren't you, Earl?
Yes, sir.
Does this kind of sound like
Who are you, Earl?
Earl is our producer. He's black, and Earl was saying all black people go to heaven.
Well, Earl's mistaken about that, because I saw a whole bunch of black people yesterday who are definitely not headed to heaven.
What about Jews?
I got to tell you the irony of that thing yesterday, though.
Yeah.
Because since we said we were going to picket the funeral of Coretta Scott King, see, for a month or more since we went to picket the funerals of the memorial service of the 12 dead miners.
Wait, why the miners?
What did they do?
Same answer, hon, same answer. They don't serve God, and God executed judgment upon them. And so we, in an effort, out of the kindness of our hearts, to help them connect the dots.
Now, every time someone dies, it's because they've done something wrong?
Well, you know that the wages of sin is death, so
right.
The short and direct answer is yes. But I'm talking about a special execution of judgment upon people who have not reached their allotted 70 years, and so on. And so
if one of your
punishing thing that the Lord God is doing to this nation.
If let's say one of your kids was to be killed in an accident, that would be because you did something wrong or they did something wrong?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, all those miners' families, they were all piling into the church. They were in the church nonstop. What went wrong there?
About them going into the church?
That God would punish them when they were all obviously very church-going people and God-believing.
Very church-going. You know what? I kid you not. 15 years we've been on the streets of this country. I have never. We've been in San Francisco. We picketed the funeral of Randy Schultz. You understand? I'm talking to you about a lot of places where a lot of volatile emotions and things. I have never seen a reaction like we got out of West Virginia. I've never seen people, you get whiplash following those people. First they'll be talking to you about God, and in like 1.2 seconds, when you suggest that God has executed judgment upon them, they become screeching banshees, and they will identify for you on email and by phone hundreds of phone calls in that 4-week period.
Wow.
Hundreds. And they're going to tell you what they're going to do to you. They are going to kill you, and even worse. They're going to identify, I'm talking deliverance here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you
like that one?
The movie.
The movie Deliverance, exactly.
Do you have any more cool songs? Like the Pope song?
Yeah, we wrote some special ones because the black. By the way, I was telling you the irony of that.
Oh.
You understand? My dad pioneered civil rights in the state of Kansas.
Huh?
And 11 of the 13 children, my parents have 13 children. 11 of us are lawyers, and we helped my dad with that job. My dad was a lawyer besides being a preacher before he retired. Mm-hmm. Now he just preaches, and he's 75. So you understand, he didn't do that now.
God
he
bless
doesn't
him.
practice law. But he pioneered civil rights in the state of Kansas for legitimate minorities. That is, people who are identified by an immutable characteristic of being. God never said it was an abomination to be black.
Right.
Everyone is born a male or a female.
They're not mud people.
Everyone is born a male or a female, and you can even whack around on your private parts and mutilate yourself, but your chromosomes don't change. That story will never change. You're a male or you're a female. And so I'm talking about immutable characteristics of being. These fags, these perverts, are identified by a filthy sex act that they voluntarily engage in.
Which one's that?
Any, all, and I'm not going to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
mainly the feces eating stuff.
Yeah, that too.
Scat.
So exactly. And people sit around going, that's not true. They don't do that. These poor little misunderstood sodomites. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Some of them even rub it on their nipples. But
now I'm trying to get you to understand, though, the irony of that scene out at Coretta Scott King yesterday at that funeral. So now we go from having the West Virginia miners, the hillbillies, calling us on the phone, telling us about their guns and their this and their that, and we're going to do this to your dead body. After we kill you, we're going to do blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now we've got the phone started ringing off the hook, and it was black people. And I'm thinking the irony of this group of people, including me, who did this job in this state to pioneer civil rights for people who had a legitimate righteous cause, Coretta Scott King let the fags hijack the Freedom Train. Mm-hmm. They derailed it because they were trying to run it out of Selma and into Sodom. You understand?
So you believed in...
So now listen,
in King's work.
This irony. Martin Luther King Jr., who utilized the protest to try to convince a nation of the righteousness of his cause. Now you come around full circle to where we're going to stand outside that funeral of Coretta Scott King with some picket signs peacefully protesting. And I got these black people on here threatening to kill us, or even worse. It was hilarious. I'm thinking, what is the irony? Who could have written this script? The Lord our God has got all these details squarely in grasp, and I just think that being along for this ride is more than anyone could possibly be entitled to.
Do you fear physical harm, or do you just laugh it
the
off?
Lord God is in charge of us. All these freaks, just like even yesterday, a couple of dykes showed up to try to counter-protest us at that thing.
Feces eaters.
They want to be, and one of my daughters was talking to her. Look, she says, my daughter says to the dyke, fear God and keep his commandments. She gives her the last 2 verses of Ecclesiastes. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment and lay open all your secret things, whether they be good or whether they be evil. So she gives her that little 2-verse thing there, and here's what the dyke says. You understand? She said, this is the whole duty of man.
Duty.
Old dyke girl gets here from there. Duty, did you hear that? Duty, she's into scat. I mean, that is you understand?
What did they say?
Romans 1 says this about that.
Yeah.
For this cause, because when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, and neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and they changed the glory of that incorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and birds, and 4-footed beasts, and creeping things. Read this in that verse right there. The bimbo in the newspaper the other day saying, my God is a person who loves everyone. Your thoughts of God are too human, bimbo. God, it says, for this cause, God gave them up to a reprobate mind. But he also gave them up, it says at that passage, to uncleanness, through the lust of their own heart, to dishonor their own body.
It's all right there in the book. All right, Shirley, we got to go to a break here.
Affections.
Yeah. I hope we get a chance to talk to you again before the next Waco. I'd love to hear you before the whole thing's,
Well, and thank
before
you
I
for
see you
calling.
on. Yeah, we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay.
If not, I'll see you on CNN. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Take care. Any websites you want to plug, Shirley?
Well, of course, GodHatesFags.com and GodHatesAmerica.com and PriestRateBoys.com and SmellTheBrimstone.com.
Smell the Brimstone.
Yeah, and GodHatesCanada.com and GodHatesSweden.com.
Wait a minute. Was it GodHatesCanada.com?
Yeah, and GodHatesSweden.com.
So God hates hockey.
No, he hates Canada.
Right.
He hates those filthy people because they're even worse, if possible, than America, and that's why we have on our flagpole out front a big a Canadian flag that flies above our American flag, and they both fly upside down because that big cancerous monster called Canada is metastasizing down on top of the United States, trying to make us as filthy as they are.
Yeah,
and, of course, we're going to get there. Don't you worry.
We're going to make it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
That's right. And then God's coming. The Lord Jesus Christ will return through those clouds to execute judgment on this generation of earth-dwelling God-haters who know not God and obey not the gospel.
You're going to laugh that day, huh?
Yeah.
I sure am. I'm going to be rejoicing like I do every day.
Send us out with the Pope song, would you, Shirley?
All right.
Yeah.
Come back, ladies, quick.
Yeah, get the girls back.
The whole choir.
And get them close together. We want the Pope song.
1, 2, 3. The Pope, the Pope. The Pope is on fire. He don't get no water. Let that heretic burn. First he was a liar. Now he's on fire. He don't get no water. Let that heretic burn.
All right, good stuff. I got one. Thanks, Shirley.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Shirley.
Take care. Well, there you go, Fezzy.
Right out of the Westboro Baptist Church.
You scat-eating fags, you make the rest of us fag enablers, and you get us all in trouble. But I'm glad to hear Canada's even worse than the United States.
They're a cancer.
Yeah. Earl, that's your religion. That's the Baptist.
Earl, I was going to go to church with you one Sunday, but I don't feel like it anymore.
I am thoroughly ashamed. I'm
Why?
Totally ashamed.
I tried to point this out to you, Fez, and when I'm pointing to Fez now, it's like when you try to get a dog to watch television. You never follow my hand. Even now, when I did that, you look at my finger instead of where I'm pointing. But why this was all going on, Earl had his Bible and was just holding it, and it was just like trying to get some comfort from it.
Were you trying to hold it up like body armor?
No, I can't even talk. I mean, I always go back to the Beatitudes.
Yeah.
It sums up everything that is completely wrong about her, and it just says, judge not and you shall not be judged, condemn not and you shall not be condemned, forgive and you shall be forgiven.
Well, next time we talk to her, we'll have you do that. But for me, Earl, I can't get any wisdom out of that book because of how many nuts get all the jibber jabbers out of it.
There is nothing wrong with the Bible. It is the...
You see what it does?
It's the nut bars who completely misinterpret
the Reverend Lovejoy's family out there in Kansas are out of their goddamn minds.
Next, join us in The Pope is on Fire.
I mean, it's like, God loves, and like they got every website, everything is God hates, God hates, God hates.
Jesus walks. Well, God does hate Canada. Let's all agree on that. It's too cold. There's the fact that Rush just took up radio for too long. And that's right in the Bible. God hates Canada.
That's the one thing I understood that she was talking about. The minors, I was way off on.
Now, I got to apologize. I know we had tons of call. How many times did the phones blow up? 4 times.
4 times. At least 4 times.
4 times while we were talking to her, the phones literally collapsed on us because of the amount of phone calls that we could not get to. But we'll have her back on the show. By the way, we want to thank Paranoid. He hooked us up with her. You'll hear his interview with him on Cosmic Circus this weekend. CosmicCircus.com. CosmicCircus.com is the name of it. I hope to start a website called GodHatesCosmicCircus.com. That's what I'm after.
I knew she was creepy when he sent me this email. He just goes, she's got black soul. They all have black souls.
Yeah.
He was completely freaking out. He goes, it's like, be careful. She is dark. She is crazy.
But Luke,
I'm shaking.
Lukey is cute when he wanted to sing, and the 2 daughters are fairly hot. The 18 and the 20-year-old. They had something happening there. There's something going on.
And yeah, I always go back to that Chris Rock joke. He goes, never hate anyone because they become a member of your family. They'll probably end up marrying like a gay black guy or something.
Oh, well, whoever the father was, who's the grandfather now, had such stroke over these kids, son. The fact that not only are they preaching the word, 11 out of the 13 went on to become lawyers so that they can protect this whole gimmick. And they got some kind of money if they're traveling all the time.
Yeah, and just raising this many kids. I'm sure the donations are coming in from other non-enablers.
Who would say, yes, I'm going to give some money so you can continue your work? Who would do that?
And didn't you say they don't really even take in members?
It seemed like
it was
in the last 15 years, because this church is mainly their family. So they could be out collecting under, other like, hey, I'm collecting for Jesus things where people don't know how hardcore that church is. But they're some fucking wild people, man.
You were right on the money when you mentioned Waco, because that's where it's going to end up.
Let's hope. Let's hope the thing Waco's up. But didn't you think she could have been Paulo's wife? She was that nutty.
Oh, when you said Paulo, I was like, oh my God, this could be Gail.
Yeah. Although the Pope song was catchy. And then the daughter had to say, it's really From the Roof is on Fire. That's where we got it. Because she loved that tune. And then little Lukey singing,
I want to
fire, fire. He's adorable.
And he's making his lava pictures with the evil guys.
And then I got caught telling him his mom was batshit crazy. Don't say that to him. And then I felt like, oh yeah, shouldn't say shit to the kid. Shouldn't say shit. I like that lady, though. She was great. CosmicCircus.com this weekend. Paranoid, who hooked us up with her. Thanks for that, Perry. We'll have his interview with her. And by the way, Cosmic Circus is doing great for us.
And we appreciate it. Thank you, Perry.
We'll be back in just a few moments. It's the Ron Fez Show.
Trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now.
Ronnie Fezzy, the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202.
Yeah, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez Show. Just had a guest on, Fezzy, is just blowing up our phones 4 times, blowing up our emails.
A delightful lady named Shirley Phelps-Roper from the Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas.
She's doing good work out there, getting people to, the reason why they're in the news all the time is they always think of a new funeral to go to and fuck with the people that are at the funeral. They did it to the miners. Coretta King yesterday, she was, they find soldiers who are home from Iraq, and they go there and protest the funeral, and it's freaked out a lot of politicians, Fez.
Yeah, as she mentioned, 15 states are trying to pass bills that are going to keep protesters away from these soldiers' funerals.
Yeah.
Because her group goes out there and demonstrates, glad that there's dead soldiers, because those soldiers are defending a country that embraces homosexuality.
Here's Alan. Alan, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, I just need to apologize on behalf of the state of Kansas. People like that should be feared.
Well,
if she was...
To me, that defines the state of Kansas.
Oh, no.
Yes, that woman's probably going to end up becoming governor one day.
Yeah, that's the problem. If she was just a little bit more eloquent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's a lawyer. That's the amazing thing. She and 11 of her, of the 13 children out of, are lawyers, too, as well as being preachers. And some of the websites, Fezzi, that she's promoting today.
Yeah, GodHatesFags.com.
Yeah.
GodHatesAmerica.com.
Right.
Priests fondle little boy. I can't remember that one.
Priests rape kids, I think, is the name of it.
PriestRapeKids.com.
Yeah.
GodHatesCanada.com.
The only one I really like. The only website that I put on my favorites list.
And GodHatesSweden.com.
Jim, you're on Run of Fez.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
I miss Right Said Fez.
Me too. He was the best.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take this woman to task, buddy?
Why?
I raced from my car into my house, turned on my DirecTV to continue listening to the show, expecting, wanting you to say one thing that's please, Ronnie.
No.
Next time you have her on the show, you got to, buddy.
You don't. Here's the thing.
There's two types of people in the world, Fuzzy. Ronnie.
Yeah.
Fags and fag facilitators. Why didn't you ask which one she is if there's only two types?
Well, she was the one small little part that has nothing to do with either. No, when you have somebody like that, and believe me, every day of this of her life, people are screaming stuff at her. It's better just to let her roll with it. Let her run. Thanks, Jimmy. I wanted her to just keep talking forever. It actually had to become painful to me before I finally let her go.
Because if you start screaming at her, you're never going to get to the cool Pope song.
Yeah, you're not going to get that, and you don't have any chance at all then to nail the daughters, which, let's face it, if you're a regular person, you've been thinking about a little bit.
The picture in my mind of those daughters singing reminded me of those little Nazi twins. Remember when they put an album out?
Prussian Blue.
Prussian Blue, yeah.
But see, they were younger. I see these two, they're a little older. I see as it being the new Vanity Fair cover. I see one of them being tall and thin with little tits. The other, much more round with a big ass up in the air. Here's Brad. Brad, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I was just calling to say that she said that Noah was on the ark with all his family members.
Yeah.
So is it okay to teabag your niece but not be a fag?
You know, that's a really good point. We'll get back. You know, but see, this is what you do to anybody who tries to use the Bible in any kind of discussion. You just want to let them run for a while. But Earl, I know you have the Bible with you and you try to pull it out to make it facts, but it's just insane to use as a defense. It's just insane.
No, but it was the only defense I had because she's using it as a weapon, and it's not that at all.
But it is. It is a fucking weapon.
She's twisting it.
It's a weapon for the ignorant.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. It's like she twisted it in such a way that, I mean, there's a passage in the Bible. It's like, before God, we're all like filthy rags. None of us are worthy.
Well, what a great book.
But there's a but there.
Oh, yeah, and they're scat eaters. They love the scat. I love that she said scat
That
eaters.
killed me when you brought up scat.
Just crazy.
I'm like, well, why
she said feces eater. Yeah, scat.
Like, how does she know about scat? She's obviously trolled a couple of scat sites.
She's never heard the roof is on fire, but she knows about scat sites.
Yeah. Dan, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I've been listening to you guys for a while, and that was the funniest shit I've heard, man. I think that lady should be one of those swapped to... Actually, she sounded like that lady that was swapped in those where you swapped the parents and that lady that was going crazy in that one house.
Oh, yeah.
The God Warrior.
God Warrior.
Yeah.
Which, again, we've talked about this before. the hardcore Christians easily as scary as the hardcore Muslims. The only thing is the Christians don't blow themselves up. They Waco themselves out of it.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, all right, the cartoon protesters in the Middle East wanting an end to Denmark and the Danish government.
Yeah.
Same thing as God Hates Sweden and God Hates Canada.com, just wants to see that the destruction.
Here's Jerry. Jerry, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, boys. I just wanted to call to dispel a couple of rumors here concerning the pretty much rural people in general, because that cunt that was just on there really gives a lot of us
She defines you.
Rep.
It's what you are.
You're a cunt enabler.
I'm a cunt enabler, okay. Really, essentially what she was doing was using her Bible as a blackjack. I mean, a lot of people use the Bible in a respect like it was written proof of historical facts. I mean...
Oh, God, it's like I'm talking to her again. It's like I'm talking to her again. Jerry.
Yes.
There's no proof of historical fact in that book.
Well, that's what I was getting at. I was saying a lot of people use it in that respect, and, I mean, it was written in parables, pretty much.
But if anyone who follows that thing, I mean, when people say the gospel truth, it means that they believe every word in that book. And more people would agree to that than disagree with it. That's the truth. That is the truth. Here's Bart. Bart, you're on Ron Fez.
Bart, what's up, buddy?
Going once, twice. Bart, we got you, pal? We lost you. We blew the phones up 4 different times while the woman's... I wanted to let Death Metal Mo on with her because he never calls us. And... just as I'm going to break and go to Mo, boom. I just watch everything turn blank. And, you know, Wiki's in town, and one of the things he wanted to find out is about what happens to our phones. Did you let him know, Earl?
Yes, we let Mars know, and we let Wiki know. I'm trying to track down Wiki right now.
Sure. He's back in the good graces. He's back where he's trying to bid. Seems like we're forgiven over the phone, over the plane stuff, I think. Yeah, it's good stuff. Here's Eric. Eric, you're on Ron Fez.
Guys, I thought you were doing a skit. I thought you set that whole thing up. I had no idea that woman was for real.
Yeah.
I think when she dies, we should send a bunch of lesbians over to her grave and have them do some balloon knot eating on it. What do you think?
They're scat eaters. They're
nice scat eaters.
Dung.
Somebody can drop a big steamy dump on another chick's chest right on her gravestone would be awesome.
But here's the thing. I mean, she would love it. Anything that happens, like when people, I know they want Fez and I to scream at her, but she gets screamed at every single day in her life. Every day they're going from one thing to another. In 15 years, she's not picking up any new people. It's just the nuttiest shit out there.
Yeah, it's like if no soldier got killed in Iraq, then she's in the wrong somehow. You know what I mean? She needs soldiers to die there to prove that God has turned his loving face away from America.
Apparently he never had a loving face. If you go by the amount of punishment he's been doing, he hasn't loved us maybe since Adam and Eve. That was the last time, right up until that apple got eaten, and he's been pissed off ever since.
When you asked her who is in heaven, she had to go back to Noah to get a name.
Hey, Tim. Tim, you're on Ron Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron. How you doing, Ron?
Good.
Hey, I was wanting to see if you guys were going to make her the third mic. I think she'd make one of the best third mics ever.
I'd love to have her in sometime. I'd love to bring the daughters in. That fucking baby factory she's running out there in Kansas. That hot little baby factory. That, I mean, normally, sexually, you can be with some freaky girls, and they're not going to be screaming out that the Pope is in hell. That's the kind of dark places I need to go every once in a while. I don't say I live there. I like to visit from time to time. You know those girls, halfway through it, they're just going to try to slice off their own eyebrows. They're just going to go nuts on you.
They have been conditioned since the beginning, like little Lukey.
Well, Lukey had no interest in Fez. I'll leave him with you, and I'll go running off with the daughters.
I'm just curious, how old is she? Because 13 kids. She had to have started early.
She probably started early.
Yeah, she said her oldest was 27. And then Lukey's 3 at the bottom.
And a couple of the sons that have kids, so she's got grandchildren.
They're all starting early.
Yeah, absolutely. They're out there in the fucking wheat fields of western Kansas. What else are they going to do? How about when she's saying, no, just the fact she's going, yeah, some of my kids really enjoy American Idol. Just the fact in the middle of your crazy fucking day, you know what I mean? That you're just walking around outside people's funerals with God hates fags, and then you go back and you're going like this. I hope Carrie Underwood wins. She's so nice. I'd rather her win than Bo. I just can't imagine. Every once in a while, they just get normal for a moment.
And they were happy when Clay lost. When Clay Aiken
Oh,
lost.
yeah. You know that they find gay people everywhere. You know what I mean? They're Richard Gere. You know what he did. You know what Richard Gere did. Hey, Sean. Sean, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah. I was holding on for Ron or for the boys.
That's us.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Good to see you, boys.
Good.
I am from Kansas, and I wanted to actually stand up for us for a second. I've had firsthand experience with these people. They'll picket anything. I mean, if they get bored, people aren't dying, they'll picket them. But the biggest thing that you got to be careful with these people is the fact they are all lawyers, whether or not they got their law degree off a late-night infomercial or whatever. But they all are lawyers, and they bankroll their entire operation by suing everyone in sight. They have people that'll stand on the outside of these crowds, and if anyone comes close to someone, if you even rub up against one of them, obviously if someone gets upset and shoves one of them, but you rub up against them, you say something that they find to be libelous or slander or anything like that, they sue people right and left, and that's how they pay for all this.
Wow.
I think they're absolute intolerant bigots, absolute hypocrites, and the fact that they hide behind their children when they do this is no different than throwing kids into the military in a third world country, putting a machine gun in a 7-year-old's hands.
All right, I had no idea. I was wondering how they came up with the jack, and it's basically a bunch of slip and falls.
Yeah.
Every time somebody shoves them, I need $100,000.
Yeah, their town's only 45 minutes away from us. I'm here. Kansas State's here, so we got colleges, and they'll come anytime a college does anything that they disagree with, of course, which is everything.
Yeah,
they'll
football.
send people in.
Sure.
But they have people on the outside of the crowds that sit there and watch everything, and they take notes, and they'll find out who you are. They're real good at what they do, and they have a lot of people doing this, but they've done this forever. It's disgusting, but like you said, I mean, as soon as they finally go Waco and burn their house down, everything will be okay. Thanks a lot, buddy. Punching out.
It's their own law firm tracking everyone down. Nutty, Looney, and Sons.
Well, it might not be tomorrow. It might be 10 years from now, but you will watch them on CNN. They will, there's going to be a piano pushed up against the front door. Little Lukey will be like 13, just shooting back.
Well, what'll happen is the way she goes through the Bible, she's going to think she sees a sign that Armageddon is here, and then all hell will break loose with them. Where they think that it is Judgment Day according to their statistics and findings.
I'm telling you, when anyone brings up end of days, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like it, bro. That's when I start becoming a believer. Oliver, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, boys. Good morning to you there. Yeah, growing up, I went to school with my buddy, and I was a complete fuck-up, man. And this guy was the one that was straight-laced. And he's the one that we went together. He's the one that got...
Your phone's screwing up. I would love to talk to you, man, but your phone's in and out.
How's that, man? Am I better?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So he's a dude that when we went back, he's the one that got a little handful of Deuteronomy, and the juggernaut invading his space and time, and nothing happened to me. I'm the complete fuck-up. I wanted to ask her why that was. Can you imagine if Jimmy Martin got a hold of her? That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, we could have sat there and called her nuts and blah, blah, blah. I'd rather just let her run with it. Take the bait, take it out as deep as you can, and just see. Sometimes I just like to see how crazy people are. It goes right back to that grizzly man thing. They could have went up there and thrown a net on him and made him get away from those bears. But everyone just went, well, it might not be this summer. Maybe it'll be next. But this fucker's getting eaten. He is getting eaten. And this shit's going to go down with her, too.
Oh, yeah, and it's not like you're going to change her mind or upset her or anything.
You're not going to get her to eat scat.
No. And you leave her on long enough till she finally says Norton is the face of America. That was one of my favorite parts. 866-RON-0-FEZ. It's 866-766-0339.
All right, that's enough of that. I can't stand to talk about it anymore. But by the way,